This is my second set of following the New Boston tutorial for JavaScript, and everything that I've done so far I've commented out, so we're kind of starting new here, and it's the 35th little snippet, and we're going to go over nesting, where you have to pass two conditions. Okay, so let me hit launch in Firefox. Okay, your web page has loaded. The reason that popped up is because further down he showed how you can use a body onload event, and that onload is set equal to and then everything in the double quotes. So we have alert for the alert box, and then inside of the parentheses and single quotes the words your web page has loaded. So that's why this has popped up. So if I hit OK, now I can start up here where I'm at this moment in time. Let's get where I'm at right here. Okay, so again, there's our list item with the onClick event that gives us a style.background color equal to tan and return true, the two statements there. So when we click on this list item that also has a hover, a list li colon hover, when we hover over it we get that yellow. Here's the script tags, beginning and ending script tags. We're going to use the var keyword and create a variable called first name, and we're going to set it to Lisa. And then you have the ending statement to the ending of the semicolon. Then we're going to create a variable called last name, and we're going to set last name to Woodson. Now we have two conditions. Instead of just trying to pass one condition, we have two. So if first name is equal to Lisa, if that's true, then we're going to go with, see the red curly brace, it goes all the way to there. We're going to do what's in the curly braces. Well, it's asking another question. If last name is Woodson, if that's true, then we're going to obey what's in these curly braces. So if both Lisa and Woodson match what first name and last name are set to, which at this point they do, then we will obey this curly brace which says document.write welcome plus first name plus a space, and this is the value of first name, not the words first name, plus a space plus the value of last name plus a space and an exclamation point. So you see right here it says welcome Lisa Woodson because both of those are correct. Now, let's say I misspell Lisa. Let's put a Z at the end of it. Let's run that again. Let's get that out of there. We have nothing. What happens is it tests this first condition, and first name is not equal to Lisa Z. It's set to Lisa. So that means that everything in these curly braces gets ignored, and that's all you get. There's nothing left. You got to the end of the script, so we have nothing to show for it. So let's say that the first name is spelled okay, but the last name is spelled okay. Let's see what happens now. If first name is equal to Lisa, that's true. So now we're going here. Now it's asking if the last name is Woodson's, and that's false. That means that this set of curly braces right here, from here to here, is going to be ignored. And that's going to take us right here to the else. And so we should get a document.write incorrect last name. So let's go on ahead and refresh the web page, and exactly that's what happened, incorrect last name. So those are the different ways that you can test that particular double condition set. There's the end of the script, the end of the list item. Now let's go to the next one, 36, complex conditions. All must be true to pass. So we did this one, now we're on number 2. Well, it's actually showing number 2 because I've commented all this other stuff out. When I take all these comments off, then this will actually be section 36. The number next to it will be 36. Here's our list item, beginning and ending. Here's our script tag, beginning and ending. This is similar to what we just did. We're creating a variable with the name of first name, and we're setting it to Lisa. we are creating another variable called last name. We're setting it to Woodson. And we're creating another variable called degree, and we're setting it to bachelor. And I didn't put the semicolon there that's needed. So now we have an if condition that by using this double ampersand, it's saying that all conditions must be true in order for the entire if statement to pass and let this curly braces execute. So first name has to equal Lisa, and last name has to equal Woodson, and degree has to equal bachelor, and it all has to be spelled correctly. If any of those are not correct, then this will not execute. It'll be skipped over, and the else will go and execute. So let's do it with everything correct first. No, actually, let me misspell Lisa. Let me put a Z on it because last name is spelled correctly, Woodson, and the degree is equal to bachelor. So those are both correct, but I misspelled the first one. So I saved it in Notepad++, and let me refresh the browser. Sorry, you are not the person we are looking for. Goodbye. So because all three of these conditions were not true, this all got skipped. We went to the else, and we obeyed what was in those curly braces, which is document.write. Sorry, you're not the right person that we're looking for. Goodbye. And then that's the end of the script. So that's how that one works. So now we've got those two done. Let's go on to the next one. There's our list item with the on-click event that turns the background tan. Here's our script tags. We've got a few more things that we're creating. We're going to create a variable called first, and we're going to set it equal to the string Barbie. We are going to create a variable called last by saying var last. We're setting it equal to doll. And don't forget these ending, like I did again, semicolon. And then we have a third one, var hair color, and we're setting that equal to blonde. Now notice spelling is important. If we misspell this with a lowercase versus an uppercase, then it will be considered not a match, just so that you know. Now this time we have an if condition, but we are using this symbol, which means or. And in our little comment here, we're telling ourselves that only one must be true to pass. So we can have two wrong. As long as one is right, we're good to go. So let's have all right, which of course we know if they're all right, this is going to execute. That's a given. Okay. Yeehaw, at least one condition is true. Let's misspell Barbie to Barbies. Let's misspell doll to dolls. Let's refresh Notepad++ and hit refresh. Yeehaw, at least one condition is true. So as long as one out of these three is true, we're good to go. Let's misspell the last one. So we have Barbies, dolls, and blondes. And let's run that. Boo-hoo, not one single condition is true because that was not true, or that was not true, or that was not true. It skips all of this and it goes to the else and it follows those instructions. Document.write, boo-hoo, not one single condition is true. End of script, end of list item. All right, so now we've done these three. Now we're going to do a switch statement. Switch statement tests for all sorts of variables and includes a default too. So here's our list item, and the end of the list item is right here. And here is our script tag, and the end of the script tag is there. So we're going to create a variable using the var keyword. We're going to give it the name of person, and we are going to set it equal to the string Jace. I'm not going to misspell it. I'm going to spell it correctly. We use this keyword switch, and in parentheses we are using that variable that we just created called person. Then we have our curly braces here that's going to go all the way down here to the end. After that we use the keyword case, and then in double quotes we put a name. You could put this name, but the way I created it, I put this name, and then you put a colon, not a semicolon, a regular colon. And then whatever you want to happen, you put it right in there. In this case, we're going to put document.write, you are my oldest son, and then we're going to put a break statement, because if this case matches this, then we are done with the switch. And we're just going to break out of the entire switch and break out of it completely and be done. But we have not matched, because Sean does not match what the value of person is right now, because Jace is the value for person at this point. We created another one, case Jeremy. And if that were to be correct, this would execute and then it would break out. We have another case called Christina, and if that matched this value for person, we would obey document.write, you are my daughter, and break out. Then we have a case Amaya, we have a case Nia, we have a case Amani, and we have a case AJ, and finally we have a case Jace. Now, if all of these possible cases were not up here, if this was something totally different, then what would happen is it would go to this default statement and this would execute. Document.write, you are not a child or grandchild of mine. So let me refresh this. And since it started off with Jace, not Sean, not Jeremy, not Christina, not Amaya, not Nia, not Amani, not AJ, but Jace, then it obeyed this statement, document.write, you are my youngest grandson, and it broke out. Now if I misspell Jace like it showed in the very beginning by adding a Z to it, and then I hit refresh, you are not a child or grandchild of mine. If I change this to AJ and save it in Notepad++ and refresh the browser, you are my oldest grandson. Let's try Christina. You are my daughter, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go through every single one, but you get the gist. Whatever case we have that matches the value of person, that's what's going to run. Okay, so we did this one, this one, this one, and this one. Let's get to the next one, which starts right here. It's a for loop. There's our list item. There's our script tag. We have a for, and in parentheses we have three different things that we're setting. We're setting x to 0 with a semicolon as long as x is less than 10, and then x++, we're going to increment x. And so what's going to happen during this loop is everything in these curly braces from here to here, which is document.write, I will not curse in school, plus x plus, this means the value of x, and then a break tag so that you go down to the next line. X starts off as a 0, so that's why the first line that says I will not curse in school, ... right here, the value of x is currently 0. That's why we see 0. Then it's going to go back up here to the for loop again, and it's going to, this x++ is going to turn that into a 1. So now x is going to be 1 and it's less than 10, so then we are going to write I will not curse in school yet again, and then you're going to have the value of x, which at this point is a 1, and then you're going to use the break tag so that you follow down to the next line. And it's going to keep doing this until it gets to x being equal to 9. Then it's going to come up here, x will be 9. As long as x is less than 10, then it's going to increment, and so then it's when, I'm not explaining this well, but when x finally becomes 10, then this will not execute anymore. It will not have another line of I will not curse in school. It will be done. So because x has to stay less than 10. So if it starts off at 0, goes through the loop, turns into 1, turns into 2, turns into 3, all the way to 9. And when it attempts to do it for x equal to 10, it's not going to do it. because x has to be less than 10, not equal or less than 10, but less than 10. Okay, so there's the end of the script, the end of the list item. Now we're going to do a for loop, another for loop, a little different way to do it. It's this one right here. There's our list item, there's our script tag. We have for x equal to 0, as long as x is less than 10, we are going to use this plus equals operation. So x is going to be equal to 3. X is going to be whatever x is, and it starts off at 0. So x is going to be 0 plus 3, which is 3, and that's going to be set for the value of x. So the very first time x is set at 0, it is going to document.write I will not fight in school, plus the value of x, which initially is 0, plus the break tag, which is going to drop us down to the next line. Then x is going to become 3, because you have x plus equals 3. So it was 0 plus 3 equals 3. So now you have x equal to 3. X is still less than 10. So we're going to document.write I will not fight in school again, plus x, the value of x, plus a break tag. So you start off with x being 0. You add 3 to 0, and it gives you 3. You go up here and do it again. Same thing. X was 3. It's going to add 3 to it. 3 plus 3 is 6, so you got that I will not fight in school with a value of 6, and then you're going to add 3 to it one more time. I will not fight in school with a value of 9, and when you add 3 to 9, you get 12, and when it comes up here, 12 is not less than 10, so it's not going to execute another line. And so that's the end of that for loop. There's the end of the script and the end of the list item. Okay, we've got a while loop next, and there's our list item, there's our script tags. We're going to create a variable called x, and we're going to set it equal to 1. And this while is going to have a single condition in its parentheses. While x is less than 10, we're going to do this. We're going to document.write the value of x, which initially is going to be 1, and then we're going to concatenate that to 3 dots, and I love learning, and then a break tag so that it goes down to the next line. So here you see the number 1, ... I love learning. Now, you have to put this x++ to increment x up to 1, because if you don't have this here at all, this is going to run, and your browser's going to be stuck, and you're not going to know why it's stuck and it's not going anywhere. So you do not forget to put your x incrementation right there. So now x, it goes from 1 to 2, and 2 is less than 10, so it's going to do it again. And then it's going to turn 2 to 3. Is 3 less than 10? Yes. And it's just going to keep on going until you reach x, when x is 9, and then you increment 9 to 10 right here. Then when it tests it, is 10 less than 10? That's false, so it won't do this anymore, and you'll be at the end of the script and the end of the list item. All right, let's go to 42. This is a do loop, and it says that it always runs at least once. So here's our list item, and here's our script tags. We're going to start off with x being equal to 5 this time, and you have a do, which means we're definitely going to do this. We're definitely going to get one line that is going to give us the value of x, which is 5, plus the words hey there. And you'll see down here you have 5, hey there. And then it's going to break so that we can go down to the next line. Now we have x plus equals 5, which means x is originally valued at 5. We're going to add 5 to it, so now x is going to be 10. Okay, so while x is less than 20, well, 10 is less than or equal to 20, so we're going to do this again. We're going to put another line, and it's going to say 10, hey there. And then it's going to increment it up by 5 again. So now 10 is going to be 15. Well, 15 is less than or equal to 20. We are going to do this line again. Do document.write the value of x, which is 15, plus the words hey there, plus it's going to break down to the next line. We're going to increment that up again by 5. So now 15 is going to be 20. And while 20 is less than or equal to 20, we're going to do it again. The value of x, which is now 20, plus hey there. That's going to give us that line. And now we're going to bump it up by 5, which x now is going to be 25. So while 25 is less than or equal to 20, that's false. So now we jump right out and we do not do this do again. So then you're out of the script and you're out of the list item. Okie dokie, now we have this one right here. Event handlers are built-in keywords like the on-click event that could be placed in many places on a web page. Script tags are not needed here. So here's our list item, and here's a form. Here we're going to have a button, and this is how you make a button. The whole thing is a button inside the form. There's the form tag. The whole thing is a button. Input type equals button. Value equals touch me. That's the words you see right here on the button. And then we have an on-click event that's going to create an alert box that says, whoa. Well, after we click OK from that, we're going to get another alert box. It's going to say, let's try it again. When you click OK out of that, we're going to get a third alert box that says 3 times is enough, goodbye. And at that point, we have all of this contained in a double quote. Each line has a semicolon to stop the statement, and that's it. So when I click touch me, you see, whoa, you hit OK, and then you get another one that says, let's try it again. You hit OK, and 3 times is enough. Goodbye. OK, so we're done with that part. On to the next. This one says event handler on mouse over a link. So you could use on mouse over on a link itself. There's our list item, and here's our link. We have this link that is google.com, and here is our event. On mouse over equals, and we're setting it again to an alert that says you just did an on mouse over Google. And you have to make sure you have all of these symbols just the way this is typed. And the link text itself says on mouse over Google, and there's the end of the link tag. And I must have accidentally did it, but let me do it again. I'm going to mouse over here, and there, boom, the alert box popped up. It says you just did an on mouse over Google. And click OK. Try not to do that again. End of the list item. And let's go to this one. Oh no, this event handler is the on mouse over. I must have, did I skip that one? On mouse over, you just did a mouse over. This is on mouse out. I'm on top of it, I'm over it, it's not doing anything. It's when I leave. You just did an on mouse out over Google. You hit OK. So the on mouse out is this one. There's the list item. Here's the link. Here's the on mouse out event. It's set equal to an alert. You just did an on mouse out over Google. And the text for that link is on mouse out Google, and there's the end of the link tag and the end of the list item. All right, the 46th thing that we've got going on here is down here. So we've done this one, we've done this one. Let me move this up. Now we're going to look at this one. There's our list item. There's our text area tag. And the only thing I have here is I have a text area tag disabled because this is the code that I'm going to show you. This is when I first loaded the body on load equals alert, your web page is loaded. When we first refresh the page, your web page is loaded and you hit OK. That's what did that, and this is how you do it. Body on load equals alert, in parentheses and single quotes, your web page is loaded. Semicolon, double quotes, and then the end of that body tag. And if I'll go back up to the body one more time and show you right here. This is where our body tag was, but we just added that onload event to the body tag because normally it's just body with nothing else in it. All right, so we did this one, and this one. Let's go to, well, I think we're almost done with this video. On mouse out, body on load. Okay, this code will give you an alert when you try to X out of a page and close it. The only way I can show you how this works is if I change the body on load to body on unload. So let me do that. This basically just shows you how to write the text, but let me physically do it. Let me go to the body again, which is right here. So instead of on load, we're going to spell on unload. Alert, your web page has unloaded. Put a couple dots there and say goodbye. All right, let's give this a shot. So I refresh the page. You notice that my onload did not pop up. Okay, this is the mouse over the link. What it's going to do is when I hit this X to click out of the to shut the page down, that's when that alert is supposed to pop up. And strangely, it didn't. So what did I do wrong? Let me try it again. Body on unload alert. Your web page is unloaded. Goodbye. This code will give you, looks like everything is typed right. On unload equals alert. Your web page has unloaded. Goodbye. It's supposed to be when I close out of it. Well, I don't know how to explain that, but it obviously did not work. So I'm going to put the body on load back. Your web page has loaded. And let's run it again, see if that one at least works. Oh, your web page is loaded. Okay, I don't know why the unload one did not work, but I don't want this video any longer than this. The next thing that he's going to go over is he's going to start going over object-oriented programming. So that will be the next one that I do.